LaRon, can you tell the viewers what are your top priorities of concern relative to your opponent's positions?
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the things that I hear from people in the community all the time is, are you going to be accessible? You know, as I go around the district, I ask them, do you know who your congressman is? And they tell me no. So one of the things that I will do is be accessible to people, you know, not just come around every 2 years. You know, I think that's the worst thing that a politician can do, no matter what office you are running for. You have to be accessible to the people. The other thing that I hear people talk about is public safety. You know, me having a background, 20 years in law enforcement, served, protected, defended this community. People want to know that they're going to be safe. And without public safety, you can forget everything else. You know, people are not going to feel safe. Their children are not going to feel safe, letting their kids play in the backyard. And businesses, corporations that want to come to a community are not going to want to invest in that community if they believe that their customers as well as their employees are not going to be safe. So those are two of the key issues. The third thing is education. You know, we have to make sure that our children are prepared today for what the future is going to bring. And I'm a city school graduate. I grew up in the city school district, graduated from John Marshall High School, but the district is not the same as when I grew up in the district. So I'm a proponent of charter schools. I believe that when the school system is not working for the child, that the parent should have a choice. And I believe that when parents have a choice, students have a chance. So I'm certainly a proponent of education. And I also believe that not every child can afford college. And right now we are at a point in time in our country where we're lacking resources in trades and other vocations. So like carpenters, plumbers, electricians, those are good paying jobs that we are lacking right now in this country. And not every kid, like I said earlier, can afford college. They can leave high school, hopefully with some sort of skill, and go into the trade industry and make good money and not have to worry about being in debt. You know, education is great. I went to college, but I also understand it's not for everybody. And what we need to be able to push down to our children is that it's the marketable skill within the educational environment that is going to land you the job, not the education itself. It's what you learn within the education environment. That marketable skill is so important. And, you know, you can learn that in a trade environment and go to a vocation that will pay you pretty well, where you can afford to take care of your family and afford to start up pretty well.
In your opinion, what has been the outcome of your opponent's position in this district?
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, when people do not know who their representative is, you know, I think then that's indicative of a connection that's not there. And I believe that public officials, particularly public servants, need to ensure that they have a relationship with the constituency in their community, because these are people who are dealing with issues and they need to have a voice. And, you know, so you have to make sure that there's a connection there. I always say that I'm not a politician. I'm not part of the establishment. I was happy being police chief until politics happened to me. For me, it was about being a public servant. You know, I always say I'm not a politician. I'm a public servant who cares about public service, who cares about you, the people. And that's exactly what I want to continue to do by serving in Congress, going to Washington, D.C. to represent the people of Monroe County and a portion of Orleans County, which is the new district that we just picked up. And there are people within this district who have some serious concerns, who have some serious issues, who are depending upon people that they elect to go to an office, that they carry their voice to them and bring resources back to the community, because there are people who have hope in this community, but they need the opportunity, they need the resources to give to make that hope a reality. And I think what our community has lacked for so long is vision, and politicians working together, whether it be on the local level, the state level, and the federal level. We all need to be in kind of sync. We all may not agree, but we have to do what's best for the people. And my campaign, what I've been saying throughout since I announced, it's not about the party, it's about the people. And the people, I think our message is resonating. We all want safe neighborhoods. We all want good education for our kids. And we all want decent jobs. And we need to make sure that the family values that we all grew up in are back within the family. for too long, I think that, there are many children right now who will never hear the words, wait till your father gets home. Remember, I don't know if you remember as a child, you used to get in trouble, particularly as a young man, when we get in trouble, my mom used to always say, wait till your dad gets home. And we used to be afraid of our dad, right?
Yes.
So there are many young people who will never hear those words. And it is important that, we serve as mentors to young people in our community who may not have a father figure. And I know that there are a lot of strong fathers like mine who stepped up to the plate and who raised their children, with discipline and let them know that if they work hard, they can do whatever they want. And part of that is making sure that the decisions that I make, the opportunities that I give other people, and the resources that I bring back to people, they're definitely going to revolve around family.